Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Araneta Marcos with home in Congress. Good day, everyone. This is Grace Bation. My report is about the disqualification of election case of Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Who is Ferdinand Marcos Jr.? Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is the eldest son of the late former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. and First Lady Imelda Romualdez Marcos. He was born on September 30, 1957. He studied his elementary at La Salle Green Hills and finished his secondary education at Worth School in Sussex, England. Completed his undergraduate studies at Oxford University and graduated with a special diploma in social studies. He also earned units in business administration at Wharton School of Economics, University of Pennsylvania. His sibling was Amy and Irene Marcos Araneta. His father, Ferdinand Sr., had been a representative at the 2nd District of Ilocos Norte. When he was born and became senator, 2 years later, he was only 8 years old when his father was first inaugurated as the 10th President of the Philippines in 1965. But because Ferdinand Marcos Sr.'s terms was extended by his 1972 declaration of martial law, Marcos Jr. turned 18, the Philippines' age of legal majority, with his father still president in 1974. Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is married to Luis Araneta Marcos, with whom he has 3 sons, Ferdinand Alexander, Joseph Simon, and William Vincent. He became a representative in Congress of Ilocos Norte in 1992 to 1998, and then as a governor of the province of Ilocos Norte 1998 to 2007, and again as a representative from 2007 to 2010, senator from 2010 to 2016, before running as a vice president in the 2016 national elections. As a governor of Ilocos Norte, the renewable wind power network in the province was established. The principal defense of Ferdinand Marcos Jr. in the disqualification case is that his conviction for violation of the tax code is merely for non-filing of his income tax return from 1982 to 1985 and not for non-payment of income taxes. Marcos Jr. defender claims that the non-filing of his income tax return did not involve moral turpitude, as there was no tax evasion. They assert that Marcos Jr. Fully paid his income taxes from 1982 to 1985 under the withholding tax system which applied to his salaries as vice governor and later as governor of Ilocos Norte. Marcos Jr. ran for vice president in 2016 election but lost to incumbent Lini Robredo. He has also served as a congressman representing Ilocos Norte and held the governor and vice governor post in the province, the Marcos dynasty's traditional power base. The tax code considers failure to file ITR and failure to pay income tax as crimes of the same nature and gravity because these two crimes are found in the same Section 255 at the tax code and they carry exactly the same penalties. If failure to pay income tax is a crime involving moral turpitude, then failure to file ITR is also a crime involving moral turpitude. If failure for file ITR is repeatedly committed for several years, as in the case of Marcos Jr., there should be no doubt whatsoever that such failure involves moral turpitude. In my opinion, as a chairman of the Comelec, I would let Marcos Jr. run for the presidential election and let the people decide the presidential election and entertaining these elections problem. Instead of entertaining these elections to prepare in advance for the upcoming elections so that it could be successful so that it could be successful and on the other hand, the basis that Marcos Jr. cannot hold office office. Marcos Jr. has been sentenced Marcos Jr. has more than 18 months or for a crime more than 18 months or crime not a sentence imprisonment. It's not Marcos Jr. will be convicted. Marcos Jr. will be convicted only. But his punishment if Marcos Jr. did not file if Marcos Jr. did not it's not involving moral turpitude. It's not involving because there is no moral turpitude. Therefore, Marcos there Jr. is no fraud. Qualified. Therefore, Marcos Jr. is qualified for his president Ferdinand Marcos Sr. cannot be passed through Ferdinand Marcos Sr. cannot be passed through to his son Ferdinand Marcos Jr. And in the case of Edgar Teves versus the Commission on Elections and Herminio Teves, the facts of the case, in October 2007, petitioner was officially disqualified to run for a congressional seat in the May 2007 election because of Sandigan Bayan decision rendered against him in 2005 involving a crime allegedly of moral turpitude. The Comelec likewise rendered the issue raised by petitioner as moot since the latter lost in the said election. Issue: whether or not there was abuse of discretion amounting to lack or access of jurisdiction when Comelec disqualified petitioner in view of the petitioner's conviction. The ruling: the court ruled that the crime for which petitioner was convicted in Sandigan Bayan in 2005 did not involve moral turpitude. Thank you and have a good day.